folks. This morning's soap is brought to us by Wild Way Shaving, Little Bighorn. Scent profile on this one here is vetiver, leather, black pepper, citrus, and musk. And that's what it looks like there on the inside. It's firm in the container there, but it's pretty easy to scoop out with a spoon. Got the alum block complete with no rubber band this morning. Stirling witch hazel, that's mentholated black ice. And also got the Aqua Velva Musk. Decided to go with this one this morning. I kind of missed using this one here. I've got the Cremo beard oil that is tea tree mint flavored, and it's got some of the shaven sailor beard oil mixed in, and it's about down to there already. This is only a 1 ounce container, so for me this won't last quite as long as the shaven sailor beard oil, which is, you know, twice the container. You can kind of tell here, just doing container size, you know, there's quite a bit of difference there. But if you haven't seen the tea tree doesn't do well with my nose. My nose doesn't like it. I've got the lather built up here in a small bowl that's got grooves in the bottom. It's whipped up on the wet side of things. Got it whipped up with a Raven Brushworks brush here with a synthetic knot. You can kind of tell it is on the wet side, so I guess you might say I'm trying to get back to lathering up on the wet side, getting ready for January. It'll be here before I know it, and try to get ready to shave with both hands with the shavette, so that'll be interesting. The shaver of the day is a Merkur 44C. This one here, you can kind of tell the end of the handle is tapered off here. This is a matte finish. The best I can tell, I can tell this is metal, but they also have one. The best I can tell by pictures and what I've been reading, I guess it's resin, maybe it's acrylic, I'm not real sure, but it's black, looks really nice. Not cheap and not easy to find. But I'll have a link down below if you're interested at least in checking it out. There's the head, which seems to be, from what I understand, more or less the same head that's on a 34C or a 33C, or you kind of see what I'm talking about, but it's a, I guess you might say, more or less a standard head, if you will, safety bar, and it's got a PolSilver blade in it. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning. I still have a little bit of the cube left, and go ahead and get started here. I have not shaved with this shaver. I have not shaved with a 34C, so I'm not real sure how this is going to turn out. I'm sure it's going to be okay. It's just, you know, I guess you might say what kind of shave I'm going to get today. I'm sure it's going to be a fairly smooth shave. But that handle, as you can tell, it is, with that matte finish, it does have just a little bit of, I wouldn't say tacky, but it does feel a little bit more grippy than if it was, like, say, like polished chrome or anything quite like that. At least it does feel that way. Don't know about the tapered handle. It's tapered in such a way that when you put the handle on there, is that tapered part going to be where you'd like for it to be when you're trying to put your little finger underneath it? Or is it even going to be helpful at all? Some refer to this handle as a cigar. It is kind of, you can kind of tell it's a little bit big in diameter, and it's not symmetrical. It does taper up down at the end of the handle at the top where the cap and base plate is at. When I was putting in the blade, I didn't have any issues with blade alignment or anything like that. I just put it in there and tightened it up, and there it is. It worked out pretty well. You have to say, if you've been using the cube, I think you'd get your money's worth. This has lasted me a good long while. And you can kind of tell, you can work up somewhat of a lather just with the Preshave. Good stuff here. Yep, I did get it on the west side. And this is about the consistency I prefer when I'm shaving with a shavette. I do like it on the wet side, almost drippy if you will. A yogurt. It seems to work better for me, and every once in a while I'll whip it up a little thicker. I guess you might say kind of tinkering with it, see how it may work with one shaver versus another. And I just paint it on for me. Smells great this morning. Alright, here's the first time go with the 44C. And I don't think they make this shaver anymore. It's not the easiest one to find. In other words, it's nowhere near as easy to find like you might find with a 34 or even a 33 or some of the other versions. I think they've, I haven't seen anything in writing that would look official that they're scaling back on their number of models that they make available. Not real sure about the weight. It doesn't feel like a heavy weight. It feels less than 3 ounces. It seems like the bulk of the weight is up towards the head. It does seem to be shaving pretty good though. PolSilver, that blade would be not the cheapest blades to get. If you're looking for a 100-pack, I got a link down below for razor blades in More Club. I think that's how it is. Anyhow, I've got it linked down below. I can't never keep the name of that one straight in my head. But you can buy just a few blades, or you can buy a 100-pack, and I think a 100-pack's running near the $17 mark. That particular website that I've got linked down below seems to be the one that I gravitate to the most because of the good number of those blades you can get, just a small number, or you can get a 100-pack on most of them. And it's a pretty convenient place to find it. And if you order 100 blades or more, I think if I remember right, the shipping's free. So in other words, you order yourself a 100-pack, and a number of them are right around the $10 mark. Order yourself a 100-pack, and then throw in your, I guess you might say, some that you're wanting to sample. Kind of makes it more worth your money to go that route. And they're pretty reasonable when you're buying a small number of blades. You're just working up a few that you want to try out. To me, I think the prices are pretty reasonable. And they got a good selection of them too. A little bit off topic, a little off of this particular razor and whatnot. I was revisiting the Feather has an adjustable DE, and I noticed it a while back and was wanting to wait a while before I decided whether I was going to get it or not. It's got 2 settings. You know, you either got the, I guess you might say mild and then aggressive or something along those lines. It's just like a little toggle switch on the side. And I noticed on Amazon that it's no longer in stock, and I'm not for sure when it's going to come back available. Kind of makes me wonder. I haven't read anything, not that I've been looking that hard. I wonder if there's a supply issue. I thought they would have more of those, in case you might say readily available. The handle looks like it's a pretty good size handle. It's not a petite handle by any means. At least it sure enough didn't look that way. Kind of remind me of something like this one here in size. It's pretty decent size. And this tapered end seems to be working for me. I was kind of concerned that it may not be tapered in the right direction at times, but it seems to be working out alright. you kind of tell across the grain there that for me, I don't have a real pronounced jawline, but for me, if I move my head back, I guess you might say like Paul H refers to as the bullfrog, if I do that, as opposed to going forward, if I move back like this on the across the grain, it seems to work better for me. So far, shave's going pretty good. This is kind of one of those things when it's like Edward Jagger did the E89, the head that you find on a good number of their shavers. You just got different handles. This would fall in that same kind of category. It works pretty well for me right now. Can't complain. I don't know unless I'm really after that handle, shaving with the 34C. I'd be probably more interested in getting the gold version. I think that gold version would be pretty nice to have. It's a good looking shaver. In other words, if the coating's on there well enough, it looks pretty darn good. Of course, it ain't going to improve this. It's not going to improve your shave any. But it would be pretty nice to just have a nice razor like that. Don't have very many gold ones. Most of mine are, I like the chrome. And this whipped up pretty creamy today. Got that one spot right back there. Usually it's this side. I think I did pretty good catching this side, but this side over here, we'll see what's left on the Instagram pass. I may have missed something over here. It's kind of odd because that side there, I usually don't have an issue with it. Also have a link down below for Russell's website. He's also got the Christmas soap out 2018. If you're interested, and of course it's going to be in short supply. In other words, he's don't want to make so much of it. When it's gone, it's gone. So. If you're interested in getting into some of that, these sizes are just on the 2 ounce size. I failed to mention it the other day. Uncle John's, he's got some that are small in size. Also, in other words, you don't necessarily have to get 4 ounces if that's not what you're looking for. To me, the smaller ones it's nice to have. Take up less room. You're able to get more different scents for the for the amount of money you have budgeted. To me, that kind of works well. I like that idea. I know it seems like the bulk of people, they seem to lean more towards the 4 ounce or 5 ounce side, which is, I like that too, but there are times that I'd much rather have the smaller size if I can get it. I realize I might be in the minority, but when you're wanting to try a lot of different scents and different soap makers, it does make your money go further and gives you a better opportunity to enjoy your experience with different artisans. A little bit of feedback on the Instagram pass. I do like this lather. It starts out, it'll start out on the wet side, a little on the drippy side, but then after a while it'll start to firm up, which works well. At least it's not dripping all over me. I have to say that worked out pretty good right through there. Maybe I just got the angle off on an earlier pass. I think I got it this time. This is pretty creamy. Don't know if anybody's watching college football today, but I think there's like 5 bowl games on today. I'm going to try to at least listen to part of one if I can. I've got a lot of things I need to do, you know, the honey-do list. Things I need to get taken care of today. Make it a little bit lighter for tomorrow, hopefully. Things you try to get done on the weekend. This past week has been really busy. Yeah, Friday morning. Friday morning when I got up, I was, how can you say, plenty tired. Really was not looking forward to going to work. And my son so far still hasn't found out whether he's made the jazz band just yet. They haven't made the announcement. And from what I understand, they're putting it online. So you can imagine the suspense for some of these kids that try it out. Some of them are older, you know, so they know what they're going through, what to expect. My son, this will be his first time trying to try out for the jazz band, so he's a bit anxious, which I can understand. He's really wanting to be in the jazz band. I think it probably suits his needs, what he's wanting to do in a band a lot better than a marching band. I think he likes the smaller group. Feels pretty smooth. I don't think the Allen Black's going to have much to say this morning. You could work, it wouldn't take a whole lot of effort to get a BBS with this particular shaver, I don't think, and still not get irritation. This blade worked out this blade combination worked pretty good. It's getting harder to hold on to. I miss the rubber band. Yeah, not a stinging anywhere. I'll try to find some. Kind of like this shaver. It is a rare one with that handle. I don't know, I can understand some folks not liking it though. May not appreciate that length of handle. Not sure how long that is, but you can figure that's all of 4 inches, if not 4.5 inches right through there. But the tapered end seems to work well for me. The black one, you gotta look up the black one. That black handle looks really nice. The contrast in between the chrome and the black really looks good. But it's not cheap. I got this one quite a bit cheaper than what it's selling for now. I've had this razor for a while. I guess you might say, in other words, I was planning for this month quite a while back. So when I would find one on sale or at a price I'm willing to pay, I would go ahead and get it. I think they're wanting right around $40 for this one here. Was it 50 or 60 for the black handled one, which you could probably understand why. I have not seen, I cannot think of a shave of the day posting or anything like that with this one with a black handle. I do not remember not one. Now, it's not saying that it couldn't have been posted. Maybe I just missed it. Wasn't traveling in that circle at that point in time. But this one here, even, I haven't seen very many of those either. This is good stuff. There's not very many musk scents that my wife likes, but she said that one's okay. Oh, and by the way, the restrictor is not small. It's pretty good size right there. So it'll come out in a hurry. It is pretty interesting considering that this is alcohol based. And even with alcohol, I don't feel stinging, burning, or anything like that. If anything, working right along with the menthol, it seems to have more of a cooling effect. Working with the menthol from the witch hazel. I have to look to make sure. I don't think. Looking at the ingredients, I do not see menthol listed on there. So yeah, it's just working with the menthol from the witch hazel. Face feels great. It really does. With that menthol and this aftershave working together, face is feeling nice and cool right now. Great shave this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.